So I wanted to quickly summarize and give you guys an idea what I did so far to fix my mouse problem. We bought this house like 3 years ago. The first winter, no, I heard that there's some action going on up in the attic. So I thought it was a bigger animal, but turns out there's mice up there. So first thing I did was bought peanut butter, bought the snap traps, put them in various locations around the house, in the attic, poison as well, poison traps, cases with poison inside. Created like detection stations up in the attic because that's where I heard them, and turns out that that's where they're active. There's no mice inside the house, just none in the basement, none in the garage. But they're like doing something up there, biting. They're always biting, so their teeth are always growing. So yeah, they can bite into your electrical. Anyways, going up there, I saw like all their trails. I saw that they're going out to the soffits, coming in through some of the soffits. So first was I went around the foundation of the house before I went up in the attic because I thought they're coming out through the weeping holes. I bought this chicken wire, whatever this is called, at I think it's a galvanized steel mesh, and I cut it into slots and I went around the exterior of the house, bent it and plugged it in, slotted it in. So that ended up getting rid of some of the higher numbers, and there's like less noise. Here's an example of what that looks like. Yeah, so you bend it and you put that in. So I went all the way around the foundation of the house looking for ways that they can get in. So I have these porch stairs as well. They were getting underneath there, so at the front as well they like dug holes all around, and I don't know if they were getting underneath into the actual framing of the house through these paths. But yeah, I cleaned that up. I cemented the bottoms where like there was a large gap, front and back. I'll show you the front. And yeah, and then I detected less mice. I was killing less up there. So these are the snap traps I used, and those are the poison stations, and they're up there in the attic as well. I know you can also detect them through their poop. Like if you clean up the poop, like there's a ton in the soffits. You can clean it up, and then you can see if they return or not. So yeah, went around the house. Apart from the weeping holes, there's like some cracks maybe you want to take care of. You can also fill it with the mesh. You can cement it. You could maybe silicone it. I mean, if you do that, I would monitor. If you use something soft, I would monitor the hole to make sure that they didn't bite through it again. But yeah, around like electrical, any hose connections anywhere like here, like making sure that everything is good. And it's possible that maybe there's something here. I'm gonna put some steel wool back here to make sure to rule that out. There's nothing going on here. Yeah, here's another one. East troughs. So I put mesh around the east troughs bases on the top there too, and at the bottom. So on the top is just that mesh, and I put it flat on the when the water comes out there. You can see the mesh. It's like a softer fiberglass mesh, and whatever like bags so that they can't go in and underneath and go up the east troughs, which I've heard they can do. Soffits. So I noticed they're coming in through the soffits, some of the holes. So I bought steel mesh. Bought different coarseness or different grades, and number 3 seems that it's pretty rough, and I think it's cheaper anyways, so stuff that in. Let me show you. So make some of these like balls that would fit into between the soffits and all the holes, and then stuff it with this tool. that I have, and some of the soffits were lifted, so I put silicone, and some of the brickwork was uneven, so so it's really small hole, but I still use silicone to glue it to the brick and make sure that, you know, rule that out. So the other ends of the drain holes, like every drain that I have that's underground, wherever it comes out, I put that mesh. I can actually show you. So you can see here, this sort of thing. They use these as like passages, so I want to eliminate them using that for their convenience. And wherever I have those on the property, all the drainage has a mesh cover on it. It also prevents like leaves and stuff from getting in, so it's nice. So I went on the roof. I did do some stuff on the roof, like the eaves troughs and the plumbing. I put some mesh around that, but if they get on the roof, they're just massive gaps all around. So there's like, that's a whole nother project. If the problem continues, then I will do that. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to trim back the hedges so they can't access the roof, and I don't think they'll be like climbing vertically onto the soffits and up the east trough. And the cracks like between the east trough and the soffit are pretty small. If they're big enough, I put the steel wool there. Of course, I checked the garage. Like the garage doesn't need anything. They're not getting in the garage. There's no holes anywhere in the gaskets here. But yeah, these soffits, I did some of these because there's wasps building nests, but it's not done yet. So I will do that, finish that around the house. I did the ones in the corners and all the spots that I knew they're getting in based on their tracks inside in the attic. But yeah, here's another out pipe, and you can see the mesh is there on both sides, on the inlet and the outlet. So I just stuffed this like in here. You could pull it out, but I think at this point it's unlikely that they're gonna access the roof there anyways, because there's meshes on the top too. And here there was gaps, and I think they were also getting in here, which they technically could be still. There's still some gaps, but I'm not sure if they're large enough. Maybe. I used construction adhesive caulk, which hardens pretty well. Seems to work. And I used the foam like rods to stuff bigger holes, and of course steel wool. So I also cut the grass for the winter. When the infestation usually starts to grow for the winter they're coming in the house, I cut the grass at 2.5 inches for the winter. Not only for like the benefits of having less stuff to pick up in the spring, less of the dead grass, but also because the mice will not be making any tunneling through like really short grass. So I'll still be cutting this again and mulching leaves, but for now mower is set for 2.5. So these soffits, I try to access them from the inside. It's pretty tough. So what I did is I glued them and I put some weight on them so that they stay stuck in the silicone while the silicone dries. So I have some stations here set up, and I do catch some mice. Like it comes in bursts. There's like nothing for days, and then you catch like 2 or 3 all at once. Like there's 2 dead ones here that I just left out there. Some other animal eats them sometimes at night. In the garage also like went around and used expanding, like the special expanding foam for mice, to get the also like just all the holes, fill in all the holes so that there's no gaps, there's no air leaks, and yeah, and also keeps the mice out, although they can probably bite through that stuff. I had squirrels and chipmunks actually in the shed, and I added this because this face was open, so I still think they can get in because this isn't sealed off. This downstairs isn't sealed off, but the top is. Obviously there's a huge crack here so mice can get in. I didn't see that before. What else? Yeah, that's this whole other situation that I'll be monitoring, and I know I can buy some more of this steel mesh and then add. Yeah, I'll probably be adding here, and then there's a gap there. But the thing that bothers me is the bigger guys, the chipmunks and the squirrels that are getting in here. So that's about it. Obviously check around like windows and AC, like anything coming into the house. Make sure it's sealed and good. And make sure like vents and stuff, like this is the dry vent, make sure it closes when it's not in use. Might want to even clean that. If it becomes too dirty, it can be a fire hazard. Yeah, that's it. My goal is to not have any in the attic this winter, and it's already a big success because I've reduced the population. This was a big entrance for them, very high traffic area. Probably a bent soffit there caused a gap, a larger than normal gap, and they were pouring in there. So, oh yeah, check your doors, check everything, any gaps underneath the doors. I don't have any weeping holes anywhere, just the bottom. I don't know if I think there are some, but they're smaller at the top. But they will climb. Like I said, they climb up to the soffits and get through there, so they will climb up there. That's it. Cheers. Hope it works out for you.